switch it up, talk about the UFC fight.
Oh yeah, so
Switching gears a little bit.
fuck Khamzat.
Are you into UFC?
Yeah, you know, I'm not into UFC. I know Tony and I briefly exchanged some words about it. But I did kind of keep up with the fact that this guy missed weight. Yeah. I don't know I don't know what he was supposed to hit or maybe whatever it was.
Yeah.
But he still kicked dude's ass, right? He's still
No, he fought someone else.
Oh, word.
So,
okay, see that I did not know.
So what happened is he came in 7.5 pounds overweight, and so
UFC 279.
UFC 279.
Like 7 pounds.
7.5
pounds.
I feel like that's a big number, no?
Oh, bro, that's another weight class. Just to give guys like a reference, there was a champion that was over by half a pound, and he got stripped of his belt.
Really?
Yeah.
Like 2 months ago, Charles Oliveira.
Yeah.
I feel like 7 pounds is a significant amount when it comes to something like that.
Not only that though, it's like when you have to drain your body.
Yeah.
That much.
Right.
It gives you an advantage over somebody that doesn't have to go that far.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that said that happened. I don't know if you want to get into it, but it's pretty deep, man.
Yeah. So supposedly long story, but I'll try to keep it short. So first of all, there was a press conference on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The main event was supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev versus Nick Diaz, everyone's favorite rapper at this point.
So it was those
Nate
two.
Diaz,
Yeah.
Man, see,
Nate Diaz.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Nate.
I know
Nate
nothing
Diaz.
about
Not
it
Nick.
because right now I'm just shook.
But then basically backstage, Kevin Holland and Khamzat were basically talking shit. There was some kicks thrown. They had to be taken away by
Apparently, right?
security.
Oh, wow.
And apparently too, Nate was getting into it too. His team with
Yeah, so I guess what happened was
Hazmat?
Yeah.
was,
Hamzat?
was by the time Nate
I don't know.
by the time
I don't
Nate
know.
Diaz army showed up, they had separated it, and then he just started throwing water. Like he jumped in the fight, started throwing water bottles. So it's a huge thing. So they couldn't even have a press conference.
Wow.
So then
Apparently.
apparently,
Yeah.
Well, there is a video that did leak.
Right.
So was this the cover up of the missing weight, or was the missing weight
the
recorded?
weight was the next morning.
Oh.
The next day, they went to make weight. Khamzat came in 7.5 pounds over. Supposedly, what they're saying.
But how did he come out though? You have to kind of tell the whole story, bro.
Well,
Real quick, he came out kind of like how do you say that?
Unapologetic.
Okay.
So he's kind of like, oh, that's not that bad, and then like kind of smirks and then like flips off the cameras and like walks off. And mind you, before this, like he was kind of like everyone was starting to like him because he's like the new guy taking out everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like a monster, bro. Like he is.
So you guys think that it was planned?
I mean, that's what people are saying. That
How do you plan to gain 7.5 pounds over?
Well, the reason why, because everyone was giving UFC a lot of crap because Nate Diaz is like kind of on the tail end of his career.
Okay.
And then they just throw this monster in with him, which is like, why would you do that in his last fight?
Oh, it's his last fight.
On the contract.
Got it.
So what they're saying is that Nate was fighting. UFC put Nate against him to make this guy fight Nate, win, and then his star will rise.
Yeah.
Right. So because he doesn't have as much fans, but as far as like hardcore MMA fans,
They all love Nate. Yeah. So maybe
hardcore MMA fans knows Khamzat is good, but no one knows him outside. No, he's not commercially known yet.
Got it.
But Nate Diaz is commercially known.
I mean, I know the name, and I don't even know.
Yeah.
So it was one of those where it's like, we'll fight this guy. He's commercially known. If you beat him, you're commercially known.
Got it.
You're the next star.
Got it.
And
So you're saying the UFC went against this household name to take him out on his last fight?
Yeah, because supposedly there's a lot of beef between Nate and like UFC and Dana White, whatever.
Wow.
Love-hate relationship.
So then now the conspiracy is that this Khamzat guy was like, you know what, man, I like you, and I want to do that to you.
I don't know if it was that. It was more maybe like I don't know. Like they're trying to save like Nate's legacy.
Because like what does this Khamzat guy gain?
well, what ended up happening is this is a story.
Yeah.
That when he was trying to cut weight, the morning of his trainer was like, something seems off. Let's call the doctors. Doctors came in and said, he's not draining weight properly. Stop it. So supposedly they made him stop cutting weight at like 5 a.m.
And that's the story, which.
And that's the story. So that's why he ended up coming in 7.5 pounds over.
And there's different stories about that too. They said 5 a.m. Somebody else said 5 p.m. So it's just.
Yeah. So
like the coach and Hazmat. So it's like different stories a little bit on
Yeah,
that.
and
on
then the
that
coach
front.
says he was the one that stopped it.
Yeah.
The weight drain, not the doctor.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of.
Yeah.
We don't know the truth.
The weight drain, bro.
And then-
How do you drain weight? I need to learn that. What's
a
the,
lot
what's
of
the
fighters do.
code, bro? Huh?
A lot of fighters do. They just like
Yeah.
dehydrate. Yeah. It's,
Yeah, dehydrate. You get in a sauna. There's these sauna things where you sit down like this, and they put it over you, and they just pump all this hot air, and it's basically a sauna.
it's
Like
just all water weight. Just
Those like the suits, yeah, like the.
Yeah, but it goes beyond that, bro. Like you see some guys like standing up, they can't even like stand because they're so like out of it just
Yeah.
to make weight.
And then when they gotta fight the next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying like it's a huge advantage if you have like
Yo.
7.5 pounds.
Yeah, because a lot of guys, they can gain 20 pounds.
Yeah,
There's
Like
some
fight in
guys
a
who
day.
are very efficient at weight losing, that they can gain 20 pounds overnight. You know,
Oh,
so
wow.
because it's 12 p.m. where they weigh the first time, and then they don't fight till 8 p.m. the next day. So once they're done, they just start loading up on fluids and water.
Yeah,
They eat, and then next day they're, 25 pounds heavier.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So that's why weight classes are dangerous.
yeah.
you
And
know?
like Nate said though too, he tweeted it or he put it on his Instagram, pretty much saying that he didn't miss weight, he just didn't cut weight. That's because that's so huge. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
don't miss it by like 8 pounds. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's,
yeah.
doesn't make
Yeah,
any
because
sense.
you start losing weight beginning of camp, so you have 2 months camp.
So then my thing is like, all right, well, at that point, you know you have a fight the next day. Now you got to get a new fighter, and then you have only 1 day to learn their fighting style and
So
adjust your
that's part
your
of it.
fight.
So
Well,
go ahead,
that's what
explain it.
happened. So their 3 top fights, they basically shuffled them.
Wow.
On the last day, or the day before.
The day before, they
Wow.
shuffled all of them. So
And you remind you, you're training months for to fight this one
Exactly.
guy.
person.
You, you have like
And all of a
strategies. I
sudden,
would think. Yeah.
yeah, so like after Nate Diaz's fight with Tony Ferguson, which I thought was a better matchup. I think it ended up being better matchups for everybody.
Well, just or OGs against OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool.
Um,
Cool to see.
So Nate Diaz fought Tony Ferguson, and after they asked him about it, he goes, "Man, I haven't thrown any punches in 2 months. All I did was wrestle for 8 weeks."
Yeah, because this dude Khamzat is like a monster wrestler, bro. Just
Okay.
strong and like a bull.
Isn't that how he won?
Yeah,
Wrestling?
Yeah,
yeah. He didn't even. The guy went to
He
touch
didn't even-
gloves,
yeah.
and
Dude,
he faked to touch,
And-
shot, grabbed him, put his lock on him, and then just rolled around for about 2 minutes, and then got him in
tapped
a
him.
chokehold and stopped.
The thing fight lasted 2 minutes.
He didn't even get hit, bro. Khamzat didn't even. And then
didn't
that's
get
his
hit.
third fight like that. That guy didn't even touch him.
But see, that's messed up for the other guy, right? Because it's like you're probably, like you said, you're training to fight somebody, not
Yeah.
to
And that's,
defend
see, that's the
yourself
thing
against
too.
a wrestler.
And then Connor kind of chimed in. He's like, bro, like they should have took him off the card. Like why are they just like switching everything for this guy to
Yeah,
work in
fair.
his favor?
So
It's because he's a new guy, and I think Dana's trying to like.
well,
Hold him
also the whole card
Yeah.
itself. I mean, he could have done what he like Dustin Poirier say he got the call.
Yeah,
He could have just flew him in, kept the whole card the same, took Hazmat off, right?
I think Dustin, he's the one that called. He's like, I'm ready. I can cut weight.
Well, I
from
mean,
whatever."
I'm sure there's so many fighters
Yeah.
ready to jump in on that, especially a Nate Diaz fight.
Yeah,
You know,
Dang.
but yeah, it sucks. I hope every fighter got a pay raise except him.
same.
That'd be
think-
unfair because everyone
I think
got
they
paid
did.
more to switch their fights. Because there was one guy who fought at 170, fought a guy at 180 just because they had to switch it up.
Wow.
Some Chinese
Leech.
guy, the Leech. Yeah.
And dude, he
And
won.
I thought he
bro.
won. I thought he
Everyone
won.
said he thought
Yeah.
they won, and yeah.
But
so.
then the other guy, they gave it to the other guy. So
See, if I knew UFC was this exciting every fight, maybe I'd watch a little
No,
bit more.
Oh,
the
dude,
thing-
the next one's gonna be fire. But yeah, this one was crazy. A lot
yeah,
of
next one's
drama.
gonna be fire. It's gonna be like 12 in the afternoon. It's gonna be even better. So you can,
Oh, okay.
can daydream, barbecue. It's fun.
Is it?
uh,
I didn't know it was gonna be at that time.
Yeah, because it's in Abu Dhabi.
Ah.
So the fight's over at everything will be over by like
Oliveira,
4 or
right?
5
He's
o'clock.
fighting
Islam.
Islam. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a battle,
Is this
bro.
funny Islam?
the nation of
Like the
Islam.
nation of Islam. Yo, in
In
Abu
In
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Yo.
So he's fighting the whole
Superman
country,
taking on the army, bro.
Wow, bro, that's
Uh,
crazy.
yeah,
See
so-
that? Okay, that I would watch. If I knew every fight was like that, yeah, bro.
Well, so I think the benefit of watching UFC or MMA or UFC as opposed to like boxing, where boxing you're mainly like so many people concentrate on just like championship fights.
Mm.
Where UFC, some of the best fights are just two regular, like not two regular guys, but just two like ranked guys. But there are guys, there are some of the best fights you ever watch, and these guys aren't even ranked. No one even
Yeah.
barely knows their names, and because it's fighting, it's like this. How many people go on Twitter and watch like street fights just like randomly, just like oh shit, this is crazy.
Like, imagine like when Kimbo Slice used to fight, right? It was like backyard. Also, the guy with the long hair. What's that guy's name? The guy that got knocked out.
Oh yeah,
The fine punch. What's the guy's name? The Hispanic foot. Masvidal.
Masvidal. Yeah,
Oh,
he-
yeah.
Those guys were used to the street fights, right? And
Yeah.
everybody was like, yo, on like on YouTube, like, yo, street fight.
yeah, exactly. Now, Kimbo Slice was a movement.
And he made it to UFC. So just
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
Masvidal,
Right.
Yeah.
I think you know what we should make like a
A pod fight.
no, bro, even better, like a freaking Mortal Kombat fight. You put these fools on the roof of Abu Dhabi, and these guys are fighting on the roof to the death. You know, yeah.
It's like on a mat and then like lava around them.
Exactly.
And if you fall off, you're dead.
Yep.
Sort of just like
You get him with the uppercut, and they gotta like fall through the wood. You know what I
Then you
mean?
got to pick up the skull after.
Yeah.
Fatality.
fatality.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Probably got a lot of legal to do with that, but you know, I think we can make it happen.
We'll talk to the commission.
We'll talk. Yeah.
You could probably do it in Abu